This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, Pacquiao, 46, officially comes out of retirement for WBC title fight versus Barrios. NCAA volleyball stars get green light to join 2025 PVL draft mid-season. National University Volleyball dynasty shines as Justin and Vanessa Ongsues join the celebration. Blue Jays shut out Padres again. Varsho slams. Gosman deals. Sparks fall short in comeback effort against Mercury 89-86. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander wins 2024-25 NBA MVP, marking a historic season for the Thunder star. The Pacers' stunning overtime comeback shocks Knicks, breaks NBA playoff record. And we bring you Volleyball in the Mall to discover new talents. All the headlines and more on the Scorecard tonight, the 22nd of May. Now, here's our roundup. Boxing icon Manny Pacquiao is making a comeback. At 46 years old, the Filipino legend confirmed he's returning to the ring to challenge Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight title. "I'm back," Pacquiao announced on social media. "Let's make history." The highly anticipated bout is set for July 19 at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, marking Pacquiao's first fight since his 2021 loss to Yordenis Ugas. Back then, he was gunning for the WBA belt but fell short via unanimous decision. Now, under WBC rules, former world champions like Pacquiao are allowed to request a title shot when coming out of retirement. This makes his return legit and historic. Pacquiao boasts an incredible resume with 12 world titles across 8 weight classes, a rare feat in boxing history. His record stands at 62 wins, 8 losses, 2 draws, and 39 knockouts. Since hanging up his gloves, Pacquiao shifted to politics, even running for Philippine president in 2022. Now, he's lacing up again. On the other side of the ring is Mario El Azteca Barrios, a tough American fighter with a 29-2-1 record in 18 knockouts. He retained his belt last November in a draw against Abel Ramos and will be looking to stop Pacquiao's fairy tale return. Will the People's Champ add another chapter to his legendary career? July 19 could be another night for the history books. NCAA women's volleyball players can now enter the 2025 PVL Rookie Draft even while Season 100 is still underway. With the tourney in Round 2 of elims and the draft deadline set for Friday, the NCAA is allowing aspiring pros to join as long as they inform the management committee. 3 players have already submitted letters backed by their school reps. Even if they get drafted, players can stay with their college teams as long as they don't sign a pro contract. One big name, Maika Go of CSB. She was signed by Farm Fresh last season but didn't play due to a knee injury. So now she must enter the draft. In the 2023 draft, Arellano's Lorraine Pecaña was the only first-rounder, picked 11th overall by Choco Mucho. She later started as their middle blocker. Others selected included Racel Aldea to Nextlet, Donalyn Paralejas to Petrogas, and Dodi Batindaan to Galleries Tower. The 2025 draft lottery is set for Monday at TV5 Media Center. Nextlet has a 40% shot at the top pick. Capital One has 30%. Farm Fresh and Galleries Tower will face a tiebreaker for the remaining 20 and 10%. Justin and Vanessa Ongsues were all smiles celebrating NU's double volleyball title run, a proud moment for the Boysen-backed squad. The NU Lady Bulldogs took home their second straight crown, third in 4 seasons, after a dominant finals performance against UST. Meanwhile, NU men's extended their dynasty with a 5th straight title, proving their unmatched consistency in UAP volleyball. The couple shared the spotlight with volleyball phenom Bella Belen, who made UAP history by winning her third MVP award, joining the likes of Eliza Valdez and Eileen Ege. Belen also led the tournament in points and serves, solidifying her legacy as one of the greatest in UAP history. The Lady Bulldogs displayed poise under pressure, sweeping the finals in straight sets to cap an almost perfect season. With strong backing from Boysen Paints and Ultra Bilyonaryo Hand C, NU's volleyball program continues to raise the bar for collegiate sports excellence. The Ongsues' presence at the celebration underscores the power of private support in shaping winning cultures on and off the court. Kevin Gossman struck out 9/7 dominant innings. Dalton Varsho blasted a grand slam, and the Toronto Blue Jays steamrolled the San Diego Padres 14-0. Gossman, now 4-4, gave up just 3 hits and no walks as the Blue Jays locked in the series win with back-to-back shutouts. Nathan Lukes added a 2-run homer and finished with 3 hits and a standout performance. San Diego struggled on both sides of the ball, committing 4 errors in their 5th straight loss. Luis Arraez kept his bat hot with a double and a triple to stretch his streak to 8 games. Manny Mercado picked up 2 hits, including a deep double to right that barely slipped past George Springer's glove. Gossman shut it down immediately after, retiring the next 2 batters and extending the Padres' nightmare drought to 0-for-29 with runners in scoring position across 5 games. Toronto cracked the game open in the 5th. The Padres' defense unraveled in the 7th. Mercado committed back-to-back errors to load the bases, setting up a rally that saw Bichetti, Guerrero, and Springer all drive in runs. In the 8th, Bichetti knocked in another run before Varsho launched a grand slam into the seats. With the Padres out of arms, outfielder Tyler Wade took the mound but couldn't halt the onslaught. The Sparks suffered their 2nd straight loss, losing to the Mercury 89-86. Kelsey Plum led with 25 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals. Azura Stevens added 23 points and 17 rebounds, while Derek Hamby contributed 15 points and 7 rebounds. Sarah Ashley Barker made her first start, scoring 2 points with 4 assists. The game started evenly, with Dereka opening the scoring and Kelsey hitting 2 3-pointers. Phoenix pulled ahead late in the first quarter, capitalizing on rebounds and shots to take a 4-point lead. The Mercury extended their advantage with a 9-0 run early in the second quarter, forcing a Sparks timeout. The Sparks fought back to take a brief lead but fought foul troubles and a technical foul on Azura. Phoenix led by 4 at halftime. Phoenix opened the second half strong with back-to-back threes and a 10-1 run to build a double-digit lead. The Sparks struggled, shooting just 10% in the third quarter. The final quarter saw a Sparks rally, cutting the lead to 2 with less than 20 seconds left. However, Kelsey missed a long shot and Phoenix sealed the win with free throws. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been named the 2024-25 NBA Most Valuable Player. The 25-year-old Oklahoma City guard delivered one of the strongest seasons ever by a guard, earning 71 of 100 first-place votes from the panel. If he becomes the 3rd player in OKC history to win MVP, following in the footsteps of Russell Westbrook in 2016 and Kevin Durant in 2014. Gilgeous-Alexander also continues a global trend as the 7th consecutive MVP winner born outside the U.S., joining Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Jokic finished 2nd in the voting, taking the remaining 29 first-place votes, while Antetokounmpo came in 3rd. In total, 12 players received votes in the top 5, but it was SGA's all-around brilliance that shined through all season. From efficient scoring to two-way impact, Gilgeous-Alexander led the Thunder to a top seed in the West and solidified himself as one of the game's brightest superstars. The Indiana Pacers pulled off a historic 138-135 overtime win over the New York Knicks in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals at Madison Square Garden. The Knicks were up by 14 with under 3 minutes left, a lead no team had ever blown in the playoffs since play-by-play tracking began in 1997. Aaron Nesmith caught fire, draining 5 triples in the closing minutes and finished with 30 points on nearly perfect shooting. Tyrese Halliburton added 31 points and 11 assists, including a dramatic game-tying shot at the buzzer, though his foot on the line made it a 2. Andrew Nembhard took over in OT, dropping 7 clutch points to seal the win. The Knicks were held to just 1 field goal in overtime despite 40 points from Jalen Brunson. The Pacers shot 57% from the field and outscored New York 21-7 to close regulation. What is creeping in archery and why should you avoid it? This is your daily dose of sports lingo. Creeping happens when an archer allows the bowstring to move slightly forward before releasing the arrow. This usually occurs when the archer relaxes their draw too soon or loses focus. Even just a small movement can cause a loss of tension, resulting in a weak, inconsistent, or misdirected shot. This common mistake can be hard to detect but can make a big difference in scoring. That's why maintaining a strong anchor and focused form is key to a consistent release. So stay locked in, stay accurate, and never let creeping catch you off guard. Now it's time for our off-court buzzer. F1 drivers swap the track for the red carpet on movie night with Brad Pitt. It was a night off from the circuit for the F1 grid as drivers traded race suits for red carpet style at a private screening of Brad Pitt's highly anticipated F1 movie. Charles Leclerc arrived with Alexandre Saint Malo on his arm. George Russell was spotted with longtime partner Carmen Montero Montt, while Esteban Ocon attended with Flavie Barla. Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton brought the fashion, donning sleek looks for the evening, while Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, Carlos Sainz, and Yuki Tsunoda kept it relaxed in team gear. Arrivals turned heads with George Russell behind the wheel of his Mercedes-AMG 1 hypercar, Carmen by his side, of course. But the real buzz was Max Verstappen's absence. He skipped the screening entirely, instead streaming live from his apartment under his alter ego, Franz Hermann, rocking a new pink steering wheel that fans couldn't stop talking about. With team bosses present, reserved seats, and a whole lot of photo ops, the event felt every bit as grand as a podium finish. Just days before the Monaco Grand Prix, it was a chance for the grid to unwind and shift gears. The movie drops this June, and with F1 fandom running hot, tickets are sure to go fast. And that's our roundup for tonight, the 22nd of May. Up next, we bring you volleyball in the ball to discover new talents when we return right here on The Scorecard. Welcome back to The Scorecard. Volleyball has truly become another national passion, and along with the rising fandom comes the interest from the youth in picking up the sport. And to discover new talents, Coach Oti Kamangyan launched the inaugural volleyball event to bring the sport closer to budding athletes and, of course, to their supporting parents. Check this out.
As Filipinos, we are used to seeing basketball, taekwondo, and sometimes even boxing take place inside the mall. But volleyball? This is something new. We are here right now at SM Center Muntinlupa for the first ever Volleyball Games.
Volleyball has truly risen to become one of the premier sports in the country. And Volleyball Games is proof that interest is very much alive among the youth. As legendary coach and National University Athletics Director Oti Kamangyan put it, volleyball is a one-of-a-kind event designed not just to promote exposure for young athletes, but to create awareness and grow the game right where the people are. This groundbreaking grassroots initiative that aims to discover new talent 12 and under is making it easier to bring the sport closer to the athletes and the parents, who are very much a big part of their development.
So ito pala yung official ball ng Eliza Valdez Youth Volleyball Camp. It's not the same as the normal volleyball that we see iba yung texture niya at malambot siya. I think it's good for beginners like the kids here at the Volleyball Under 12. Yan. Thank you, Eliza Valdez.
It was a pleasant surprise knowing that these young athletes really are into the sport and look up to some of the best volleyball players in the collegiate scene as role models.
Who's your favorite volleyball player?
That Pepito po from UST.
Wow, at this age, she's already aware of one of the best players in collegiate volleyball, that Pepito. Erica, do you want to be a volleyball player when you grow up?
Yes po.
Wow, why do you love volleyball so much?
Because it's fun, that it's not that hard for me because of like I'm still a girl and a baby. And I'm not like super addicted. Yeah.
How about your parents? Do they support you with your volleyball dreams?
Yes po.
The parent support is truly invaluable to the development of an athlete's potential. And we got to chat with Erica's father, Von Cabrera.
Sinabi niyo po na basketball kayo, mahilig kayo sa basketball. But now, because Erica is playing volleyball, nagbago na. You're learning volleyball. Are you also watching volleyball now?
Yes. Wala, kailangan ko nang manood. I need to watch volleyball. Siyempre, kailangan ko na rin matutunan. I know the rules now. Tapos, I always watch yung training ni Erica sa school. The reason is, gusto ko malaman kung saan yung mistakes niya so that we can correct them eh. Tapos at the same time, kumukuha rin ako ng tips paano ba siya ititrain ni coach, tinitrain ni coach. And then, I can give some personal trainings din. Although hindi ako talaga coach, but at least yung mga common mistakes na ko-correct namin. Kasi hindi ko pwedeng ulit ka next game, the same mistakes eh. So dapat, yun yung pinagkaanuhan namin ng Erica. You need to focus na yung mistakes mo previous game should not happen in the next game.
The inaugural event saw the boys and girls team from Barangay Putatan, Muntinlupa take home the victory. Coach Cristano Cruz showed how grassroots coaching can produce mall-level and maybe one day national-level talent.
Coach, ano po yung nararamdaman nyo? Na-sweep nyo, boys and girls, napa-champion nyo yung Barangay Putatan.
Sa ngayon po talagang napakasaya kasi first time po na ginanap to sa mall. Tapos nakuha ko parehas boys and girls.
Coach, ano po yung nakukuha nyong feeling and inspiration sa pagtuturo ng volleyball sa mga bata?
Kasi sa akin gusto kong i-share yung aking natutunan dati. Natuto rin lang naman ako maglaro sa labas lang. Hindi ako naging player ng mga schools, hindi ako naging player. Kasi nag-volleyball lang ako, graduate na ako ng high school eh.
Opo.
Bali, naglaro-laro lang ako, pero ramdam ko, kaya kong magturo ng volleyball. Kaya kinareer ko na.
Coach Cristano's ward, Queenie Bitor, was named MVP and Best Open Spiker and hopes to become a volleyball player like Eliza Valdez.
Ano ang nararamdaman mo? Ikaw yung kauna-unahang MVP at first best open spiker at champion pa ng volleyball at the mall.
Sobrang saya ko po. Dahil unang-una po sa lahat, nagpapasalamat po ako sa coach ko.
Totoo ba na 10 years old ka lang nag-start mag-volleyball? Paano ka ba nahilig sa volleyball?
Ano po, sa tito ko pong gay, parang tinuruan niya po ako.
So nagustuhan mo agad yung volleyball? Okay. Meron ka ba mga pinapanood sa PVL o sa UAP? Sino pinapanood mo doon? Eliza Valdez talaga? Okay. So ngayon na nakapag-MVP ka dito, nakapag-champion ka para sa Barangay Putatan. Para sa'yo, ano yung next? Ano pa yung gusto mong ma-achieve sa paglalaro ng volleyball? May goal ka ba mag-varsity or maglaro? Okay.
Pangarap ko pong makapasok sa UAP.
Wow, okay. Anong school if ever?
NU po.
Wow, NU talaga.
Rian Oliveros, meanwhile, was named Boys MVP.
Ano masasabi mo na ikaw ang MVP, champion at best open spiker pa ng kauna-unahang volleyball at the mall?
Masaya po at nagpapasalamat po ako sa coach ko na si Coach Crisanto tsaka si Sir Bernard.
Kamusta naman yung experience?
Masaya po na nakakakaba.
Okay. Kanino ka nagpapasalamat?
Nagpapasalamat po ako sa coach po namin at nagpapasalamat din po ako sa mga ka-teammate ko na sinuportahan ako.
Here are the winners of the first ever Volleyball event.
Volleyball has truly elevated itself as a premier sport in the country. And as evidenced by today's event, we can only be certain that the talent, popularity, and love for the sport within the community will continue to grow. Up next, the chess match continues. The Young Thunder are swarming like wolves, and ironically, it's the Wolves who need to strike back. Game 2 isn't just a response, it's a reckoning. Will Anthony Edwards find his flow and flip the script? Or will Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and that relentless OKC defense put a stranglehold on the series? The moment is here, the pressure is real, and we are all locked in. So keep your eyes on the prize. Welcome back to the Scorecard. It's time to keep your eyes on the prize. Okay, pag-usapan natin to. You ever watch a playoff game and just go, wait, what exactly am I watching here? That was me, sitting on my couch watching Game 1 of the Wolves versus the Thunder and realizing somewhere in the third quarter that I wasn't just seeing a young Oklahoma City team making a run. I was watching a swarm, like actual chaos disguised as structure, controlled mayhem, vintage AAU energy in the Western Conference Finals. And guess what? Anthony Edwards, he felt it too. He even said it after the game, called it AAU defense. And he didn't mean it as a diss. That was respect. He was basically saying that these dudes are flying all over the place. Gambling, trapping, switching, doubling, and somehow it's all working. This was supposed to be a welcome to the big stage moment for the Thunder, right? But it felt more like they were the ones doing the welcoming. And Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves showed up to the wrong party. So here's the deal. Minnesota came in with the league's top defense, a full week of rest, and an ascending star in Edwards. They even led at halftime. Randall was cooking. But the second half, that was Oklahoma City turning up the chaos. Lou Dort became a one-man wall. Jalen Williams started picking pockets. Cason Wallace looked like he was auditioning for a slam dunk contest. And the Wolves? They just fell apart. They couldn't hit shots. They couldn't hold the ball. This Thunder defense isn't traditional. It's organized mayhem. They lure you into a matchup, then rip it away before you can even make a move. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Edward knows what he has to do. He came out after the game and basically said, look, I need to move off the ball. I need to get some cardio in. That's not defeat. That's a guy processing in real time. He realized he can't just be the offense when the defense is flooding every driving lane like it's post-Hurricane New Orleans. And you've got to love the honesty. He took 13 shots, scored 18. That's not Ant-Man energy though. That's cautious, tentative, and reactive. That's not how Minnesota wins this series. But if you're a Wolves fan, here is the glimmer of hope. Oklahoma City's defense is chaotic, but it's also risky. It's trap heavy. It's rotation heavy. It's all in. Now, if Edwards can start slipping screens, relocating, hitting early passes, getting it back, if he becomes unpredictable, then they've got a shot in Game 2. Now, let's not shortchange the Thunder here. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he put up 31 in Game 1 and looked like he wasn't even sweating. 20 of those came in the second half. That's star-level pacing. He waited, he picked his spots, and then he took over. He made it look easy, and it definitely wasn't. Chet Holmgren, another dude who somehow plays like he's both 6'1" and 7'1" at the same time. Protected the rim, he hit open looks, moved the ball. Even the role players. Kendrick Williams gave them a third quarter spark that flipped the game. Guys like him don't win playoff games on the stat sheet, but they do it with moment swings. Game 2, this is a litmus test. If Edwards does not break loose, if the shooters
stay cold. If Finch can't decode OKC's chaotic defense, then this series could slip fast because what the Thunder just showed us, experience is optional when you've got chemistry, buy-in, and a system designed to wreck your plan A through Z. They're not just the future, they might be the now. Minnesota, they're on the clock. So yeah, game 2, Edwards says he's ready. The Wolves say they'll be fine. The Thunder, they're just doing that beautiful, chaotic AAU team. Let's see what breaks first, Minnesota's patience or Oklahoma City's rhythm. We will be watching. Now stay ahead of the game as the battle for the playoffs heats up with high-stakes games. And here is your odds breakdown for tomorrow's matchup. And that wraps up tonight's preview so you can keep your eyes on the prize. Before we go, think on this. From a 2-time WNBA champion, 2-time WNBA MVP, and 4-time NCAA champion with UConn, Breanna Stewart once said, "You can't be afraid to fail. That's how you grow." And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow on the Scorecard, where sports is our business, business is our sport on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. This has been Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Good night.